Hi, this is The Rusted Willow, and my name is Tammie. If you like DIYs, hauls, flips, and everything farmhouse, you are in the right place. Let's get started. Okay, guys, I go out to my garage. My husband wants me to work on my wood pile. Yeah. Anyway, so I grab a piece of trim that is 9.5 inches high or wide, however you want to look at it. This is obviously antique trim. I love it, and I'm kind of a hoarder of trim. Anyway, so I cut some drop cloth to make a pocket. I staple the bottom on and then fold it up so you cannot see those staples. And then I turn it over on the back and I staple the drop cloth down. Now, this is my second piece of drop cloth. The edge that I wanted to use had the sewn edge on it, but when I ripped it, it ripped the wrong way and ripped in half. So make sure when you're tearing your drop cloth, because I love that torn edge look, that you tear it in the right direction. Otherwise, it's just going to rip and not in the direction you want it to rip. That's my luck. Excuse me. My throat is a little sore. But anyway, so you can see I stapled it really well up both sides. I folded the top down because I wanted that little extra something. And then I'm going to cover the staples on the back with another piece of drop cloth. I am using Gorilla hot glue to glue this down, and I'm just making it flat, just covering up those staples just to kind of clean it up a little bit. So I'm just gluing that down. There's my Leonidas checking up on me, making sure I'm okay. There's the other one, Mazikeen. She had to come check too. Yep, Mama's fine. So I created a vinyl with my Cricut, and it says Love Grows Here. So I am just placing that on this piece of baseboard, and I did not go back over the baseboard. I just sanded it down. I wanted the white to show through, some of the old colors that had been painted before, and the wood. So I just wanted all those elements to show through. I love it just how it is. I'm not going to seal it because I don't feel like people will hang it outside. I don't even know if I'm going to sell this one, but I really love it, and I hope you like it too. So let me know in the comments if you like this one or not. But this, I think, is one of my favorites of this video. And I added some tulips and some lilacs. For some reason, I'm loving on this purple this year. To create a hanger, I just used some jute string, made a knot, and then stapled it on the back so the knot won't slide through. Okay, guys, I am so excited to tell you that I am participating in Friend Friday that Heidi Sonboul puts on. Heidi Sonboul DIY. If you have not went over and checked out her channel, I'm sure you guys have. She has 160,000 subscribers. She is awesome. She is sweet. She is so kind to let me participate because obviously I am nowhere near the caliber that she is. But I get to participate and I am so excited about it. You have no idea. Okay, on to DIY number 2. So I bought this silver tray at the thrift store for $1.99. I had my husband cut out the middle piece of wood. I could not figure out the measurements on my own. I gave that tray 2 coats of Waverly White chalk paint, and I am preparing the tissue paper transfer that I'm going to put on it. So back to the Friend Friday hop. Don't forget to go down in my description box. The link to the next person will be in my description box. So you have to go through and watch everybody's videos. There's some fantastic ladies, and their ideas are amazing. So you have to go visit their channels, and then once you visit their channels, it will bring you back around to my channel, and that's how you know you finished the hop. So I am showing you here how to actually tear out your transfer. If you want to cut it, you can cut it. If you want to have the torn edges like I just get my brush a little bit damp, go around, kind of paint where I want the line to tear, and then it will tear. Normally it tears perfectly, but this time it didn't tear so perfectly, but that's okay. I don't care, because I'm going to rough it up anyway. I'm going to sand it and make it look rustic. Anyway, do you see how I showed you I'm using matte Mod Podge with the lid off? How smart is that, guys? Anyway, it spilled all over the tray, but that's okay. I'm going to use it anyway. So don't forget to subscribe and like if you see anything in this video that you like. Also, a tip for you when using transfer paper or tissue paper transfers or anything that you create with paper, if your brush is a little bit wet, all you have to do is pick it up in the center, and then you can place it down with your brush. And this design I actually got off of, I always forget the name. Oh my goodness. Creative Fairy? Graphic Fairy? The Graphics Fairy, that's what it is. therustedwillow.com. I can leave a link down in my description box below. But I always get my description or my transfers off of, I already forgot again. Graphicsfairy.com. Oh my goodness. I should probably make a note and write that down. So I use Mod Podge to place it down, and then I use a very light coat to go over the top of it. But honestly, I think I will use a glue stick to place it down from now on, and a little bit of Mod Podge to go over it, because when you go over it with the Mod Podge, it kind of smears the ink. And if you like that look, that's okay. I was kind of going for a cleaner look this time, but it didn't work out, and I just wanted to distress it really well. So I decided to dirty it up with some antiquing wax. I already have antiquing wax mixed up with water that I keep on hand all the time, and I didn't think that it was enough, so I got out my full strength antiquing wax and I kind of mixed the two together. A little bit of water, a little bit of antiquing wax, and I love, love, love the way this turned out. I don't know about you guys, but I love this French country, French farmhouse. I don't know. It's kind of shabby chic. It's kind of French farmhouse. I don't know what else to say about it. But I was only going to do the bottom of the tray, and I was like, nope, you know what? I love it. I'm doing the whole thing. So I went over the whole tray. This is just a silver tray I picked up at Goodwill. I painted it white with Waverly White chalk paint. I distressed it, and then I went over it with the antiquing wax. Okay, on to the next DIY. Now I'm going to show you how not to prepare your tissue paper transfers. Do not spray it down with water. This will not work. It will rip and tear, and you will have nothing left of your tissue paper. And not only that, but then your hands and your fingers are going to be so wet that it's going to get the ink wet, and the ink is going to smear and smudge everywhere. So after I got it all tore apart and the ink was all, I was like, oh, I can still use that. It's okay if it's a little messy, because I'm going to distress it anyway. Yeah, there was nothing left to put on the pot, guys. So do not do this. Just don't even do that. The least amount of water you can use, the better. So then I decide, okay, I have this same design printed out from the graphicsfairy.com, And I am going to use Liquitex to transfer it onto this pot. I've never done it before, so this is a new technique for me. I've used Liquitex on wood, but I've never used it on a terracotta pot. So it worked okay, but it didn't work the greatest. And I don't know if it's because I didn't have enough Liquitex. I did let it sit overnight for 24 hours and let it dry. And then what you do is, I don't know where the footage went, but I lost it somehow. You see I'm pressing it down really well with my paintbrush in those creases because this pot has some dimension to it and some lines in it. But you put down your Liquitex, you let it dry for 24 hours at least. Well, you can let it dry for a few hours, but the longer you let it dry, the more color saturation you get with your picture. And I have had great saturation before, but this is just black and white, so I thought it would work. Anyway, you put your Liquitex over it, you let it dry for 24 hours, you take a warm washcloth and you wipe off the paper, and it transfers to the wood perfectly. When I wiped it off onto this terracotta pot, it just wanted to wipe off. It wiped off the paint, it wiped off the paper, so I had to be very, very gentle. And I used my fingers mostly and not a cloth. So I just went back over it with some white paint to try to get that white distressing look going again. And then I wipe off where the transfer is with just a cotton little towel to try to get some more distressing. And I wanted my graphics to show through a little better because it wasn't coming through. Anyway, so I went over it with my white paint that I have watered down with water, and it's really watered down because I just wanted a whitewash. And I do the same thing to the bottom of this terracotta pot because I have the base and the pot. And I love this pot. I love the design. I love the lines to it. It's not just a straight terracotta pot. So now I'm just taking some Silver Lining by Waverly and kind of giving it a little bit more color. And I do the same thing to the bottom of the pot. And now I'm taking some Elephant and just going around the edges so that you can see the dimension and the shape of the pot a little bit more. I'm also going to do the same thing, distress the edges with Elephant to the bottom of the pot, and I just think that makes it right there. I love how this turns out. Now, guys, don't forget to go to the link in my description box to the next person after you finish watching my video, because you want to hop to everybody's channel in this Friend Friday hop. And once that dries, I'm going to hot glue the bottom of the pot upside down to the pot. So here I am distressing the pot with a baby wipe again. I'm still not happy with the way it looks. I just can't seem to get this pot right. But after I added the Elephant, I like it a lot better, but I still wasn't completely satisfied. So anyway, let me know what you guys think about the pot once you see it all finished. So now I'm just going to put some Dollar Tree bags in there with some moss, and with some moss that I already had on hand I've used in previous DIYs. And I am just going to style this pot with some jute string. I'm going to tie it around 3 or 4 times. And I don't glue the moss in the pot because I like to reuse it. I'll probably restyle it. I might take this stuff out, put some rocks in with some succulents for later on in summer since we're still in springtime. And I am loving on me some purple still. I don't know what is going on with me in purple, but these purple flowers from Dollar Tree, guys, I am loving them. They are so pretty. And I just wanted to keep it light and simple, not overdo it. I just add a tiny bit of glue in the center just to keep that center flower stable, and you'll get to see the final reveal later. So now I'm going over this base of a cloche. I believe it's like a cheese tray maybe. Anyway, I pick these up at the thrift store all the time. My sister finds them all the time. I mean, you can find them at the thrift store. They're about $1.99. At Goodwill, they're about $2.99 to $3.99 depending which one you go to. Has anybody noticed that Goodwill's prices are a little higher lately? I thought, man, they're getting a little, I don't know if they're having a new price increase or a new pricing. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, I cover this thing. I already painted it white for a previous DIY that I didn't finish. I covered it in elephant, and then I went back over it with plaster in Waverly chalk paint. I use Waverly mostly, 100% of the time, I would say, 99% of the time. I am going to use a different color here in a minute. But anyway, I dry it with my heat gun. I give it one coat of elephant, one coat of the plaster, and I let that dry. Now I'm coming in with some Fusion mineral paint. I've never used it before. I picked it up at an antique store that I like to frequent, and I really like this paint, guys. It goes on so smooth, and I love this color. It is so beautiful. Anyway, I had already painted this candlestick that I had picked up from Goodwill. I think I paid $1.99 for it. Our Goodwill's like $1.99, $2.99, $3.99. Anyway, they always end in 99 cents. So I picked up this candlestick. It was like a chocolate brown, severely ugly. I don't know who would ever have bought it for what, but anyway, it definitely needed a makeover. And I thought it would make an awesome riser. So I painted it this beautiful French eggshell. Anyway, I painted this candlestick that is actually ceramic or glass. It's ceramic. And it's called French Eggshell Fusion Mineral Paint. It is the most beautiful color. I will be using it a lot more. As you saw, I just opened up that bottle. French blue egg color. I don't know what you want to call it, but anyway. I have so many different versions of that paint. It's unreal. That I haven't used. So I'm going to have to start opening those up because that color is beautiful. I love it. So I distressed the top of this riser, and I'm also taking off the paint on top of this candlestick because I want there to be good adhesion between the base and the candlestick. And I'm going to be using my E6000 and hot glue to glue these together. I just glued that down in the center. I do it upside down because I feel like that's the easiest way to kind of eyeball it, and I didn't measure. I just eyeballed it. And there's the cloche that went on top of it. So on to the next DIY. This is the last one, and I have not done a garland on my channel before. And since I had a little hiccup this week, I thought, you know what, my last one's going to be something super simple. So I had these beads on hand. I actually picked up that cross in a haul that I did. Oh my goodness. I think we went to, I don't remember if it was Branson or Oklahoma City, but a Hallmark store in the mall was closing down. I will go back and find that haul video and I will link it up below. I will link it below and I will have it come across in the cards up above. Because if it's the haul video I'm thinking about, it might be Oklahoma City, and you're not going to want to miss that because that one's hilarious. My husband sits in on that one. But anyway, I counted the beads. I did use 16 of the small beads, 14 of the medium beads, and 4 of the large beads to make this garland. And I picked up that cross. Like I said, the Hallmark store was going out of business. It was 80% off, But this cross was like $37 to begin with. So I still paid $7 for it, but I loved it. I had to have it. It was beautiful. So 80%, I can deal with that. But it was still kind of expensive. But anyway, I had to have it. It was gorgeous. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to make myself a garland with this. And I love how it turned out. It's not too long. I thought maybe I wanted to make it longer, but honestly, I think it's perfect. It's not too long. It's not too short. I put a little hanger on it so I can hang it if I wanted to and drape it. But as you'll see, I just add a little bit of hot glue. I did not tie a knot in that. I just kind of weaved the jute back through six or seven beads, and then I just added a little bit of hot glue. So if I do want to undo this garland, I can, because honestly, I couldn't decide if I wanted unfinished beads or like the stained beads, and I love the way the stained beads came out. So here is the final reveal. So guys, tell me down below, what is your favorite project? If you like them all, just give me a heart face emoji or leave a heart in the comments. If you liked 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, you can leave a number 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. You don't have to write a long description of what you like and why you loved it. Just leave me an emoji down below. That seems to be the easiest thing to do. And just let me know which one you liked. Don't forget to hop on over to the next channel, because this is Friday and it is the Friend Friday Hop hosted by Heidi Sonboul's DIY. And I just love that I am a part of this. I'm so excited. You guys, I can't even tell you how excited I am, especially after the week I've had. It's been a rough week. I don't know if you guys can tell, my throat is a little sore. I'm having a hard time talking, but it's okay. I love that color of that riser. Isn't that gorgeous? And the tray turned out amazing. Let me know if you would have left that tray white or if you like it distressed with the antiquing wax. But I just love all of these DIYs. I hope you like them too. Thank you all for stopping by. And I want to also thank Heidi Sonboul again for hosting the Friend Friday Hop. That is a mouthful, guys. It's hosted every Friday in April, 11 a.m. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share.